कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे तु जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतिर्यस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनम् ॐ नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन Hari Om, everybody. I see some of you are very new, first time in Chinmaya mission. My name is Arvind Bhagwat, and we will be discussing 18 Gitas in Ramcharitmanas, which are given in this book. They are culled from Ramcharitmanas. If you do not have book now, it's okay, but after the class is over, please make sure you go and collect it. And those of you, yes, and those of you who don't mind coming in front, please come. You can bring your chair. Those of you who have been here last year, you know it's pretty safe to be coming in front. Yes, we are friends, right? So far. Some of you would not been here last Friday, so I'll quickly summarize what did we do last Friday, and then the introduction. I thought we are going to study today the Mangala Charana Shlokas, the Tulsidaji has the Namana. That also that in itself explains what Tulsidaji, how he views it, this Ramcharitmanas, what he expects, what is his back, what he wants, how he wants to present Ramayana, what are his views, and why is he doing it, and what should we learn from it, is all in Mangala Charana. So then the Ramayana explains itself instead of me doing it. It is better Tulsidaji explains himself. Okay. Nonetheless, last time we saw this Ramcharitmanas, which Tulsidaji composed. Actually, the first ever Ramayana was told by Shankar Bhagwan to Parvati. Then it was told to Narad Muni, and then to Valmiki ji, and to the others. So Ramcharitmanas is the Tulsidaji's composition of what Ramayana he heard from his guru. And it is Manas, his mind. He wanted his mind to become immersed in Ram Bhagwan. So that book is called Ramcharitmanas. But so to speak, this Rama Katha is being told from 4 locations. Locations means what? From 4 points of view. There are 4 dimensions. They're like philosophical darshan. From 4 points of views, we'll see the Ram Katha. We'll slowly unfold. So there are 4 speakers and at least 4 or more listeners, right? Okay. And then at each location, then this is a river, this lake is there. You can't just enter into the lake, you need steps. So those steps are ghata. They are the steps to enter. So in original Ramcharitmanas, there are 7 cantos. So these 7 cantos are 7 steps. Okay. Now, how many of you seen actual ghat? So this is a ghat from Kashi, Banaras. So there are steps to enter the river. So he gives katha by 4 different schools of philosophies. So all of a sudden you would say Uma. So that means, I'll explain to you in the next slide. That's the slide is. So 4 different philosophies are there. And we can find our comfort wherever we find. So those darshanas, the four banks are, first one is the, what is called, some name they had given, the West Bank. That is where the katha is going on between Lord Shiva and Parvati. So this is a ghata of, is a jnana ghat. Is the katha is going on from a knowledge, is a pradhanya. Knowledge is the main thing. Jnana marg. Okay. The second ghat, the south bank, the katha is going on between Yajnavalkya Muni and Bharadwaj Rishi. So there too, Yajnavalkya Muni is telling the katha to Bharadwaj. So this is a karma ghat, by yoga of action. That's where the katha is. Then the north bank, the katha is going on between Kaka Bhushundi and eagle. The Kaka Bhushundi is the name of a crow, and eagle. There is yoga of worship. I think I mentioned last time. There are many sub stories in Ramayana. One katha is eagle felt pride that how can Ram be ultimate God? I rescued him in the war. So he asked question. And then, to make the long story short, Shankar Bhagwan tells Garudji, he said, it is better that you get a knowledge from a bird, because same knowledge, same language you speak, that is better. So he said, there is a very knowledgeable crow. Now imagine, Garuda, eagle, has to get a knowledge from a crow. He had to drop his ego, but then that is his Mahanta. Garudaji's greatness, eagle's greatness, proved there itself, where he agreed to learn from crow. Sweet. So that is the worship, is upasana ghat. Because to soften our ego, we have to do a lot of upasana. Yeah, we have to do a lot of upasana. And then the other ghat is the ghat where Tulsidas Ji is telling his own mind. The katha is going on. His attainment, prapatti ghat or deena ghat, where we are all deena people, very weak in our upasana. I am talking about myself. Okay, I don't know about you, but I am very weak in my upasana and my resolve. So I need to sit with Tulsidas Ji and listen to his Ram Katha. So we are all sitting at the Deena Ghat. So this Katha is going on here. So all of a sudden, sometimes you will see Uma Rama Guna Gudha. Where is this Uma suddenly came? So that means now Tulsidas Ji is taking us to the knowledge, at the knowledge point of view. Sometimes you will see the katha is going on. Garudaji tells, did you understand, Garudaji? Oh, now it has gone to Upasana. So we have to see those things in that point of view. We'll see that each one. So we'll be switching between yoga of action, yoga of knowledge, yoga of worship. We'll move on different places. Okay? All right. Now, we'll chant with Mangalasharan Shlokas. Now, most of you have the book. I'm on page 5. So Tulsidas Ji has written 7 Mangalacharana Shlokas. If you see the analysis, so many commentaries have been written. They map each first verse with the first kanda, second verse with the second kanda. Lot of research has been done. But we won't go into these details. So we'll chant first 4. Okay. So I'll be projecting also on the screen. And many of you have heard Swami Tejamanandaji. He's a great scholar and Swami and devotee of Ram Bhagwan. So it is his voice, but we'll chant along with him. Chant loudly. Okay? All right.
Varnanam arthasanghanam rasanam chandasamapi mangalanam chakartaro Vande Vani Vinayakau Bhavani Shankarau Vande Shraddha Vishwasarupinau Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti Siddha Swandastamishwaram Vande Bodhamayam नित्यं गुरुं शङ्कररूपिणं यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्रः सर्वत्र वन्द्यते सीतारामगुणग्राम पुण्यारण्यविहारिणौ वन्दे विशुद्धविज्ञानौ कवीश्वर कपीश्वरौ.
So these 4 shlokas are there. Now see, Varnanam Artha Sanghana. Varna is what? See, little children, they learn alphabets. Varnamala is there, isn't it? So to tell Rama Katha, we need to have blessings of Varna. We need to have blessings of language. Now those words, when they come together, it becomes Artha Sangha, the group of words. Now they should have meaning also. See, Tulsidas is taking up this big project. So this is how we need to learn. How when we start big project, what should we have in mind? So Tulsidas is saying, oh, I need to have a command on language, the scriptures, what the way I'm going to write. And this should be rasa. It should be a boring composition, It should be rasa, interesting. And it should have a meter also, not some random thing. So rasanam chandasam. Now see, many of you, these songs you will see that many, they are nice and okay, but you see, do they bring auspiciousness in our mind? Not necessarily. If you listen to this popular rap music, this music, that music, does it bring divinity to us? Not necessary. So that he is saying, I need to have that from Mangalanam Chakartaro. Our art becomes divine only when we go down to Vande Vani Vinayako. All our actions become divine. We get connected to that great source of power, great source of divinity. When we go down to Vani is Saraswati and Vinayaka is Shankar Bhagavan. Yeah, we need both. This Mangalanam is very important. Mangalanam also means that ultimate good. One is short-term good is there. Yeah, you compose some poem, like it, you post it on your Facebook, you got many likes. Well, how long it lasts? Yeah. Then you feel sad also. At next poem, I get only 2 likes, not 200. Yeah. So we should go for what is Utkarsha. Our ultimate good in Upanishad, it is called Shreyas. I see some of the sadhakas here have studied Kathopanishad. So there the discussion is between prayas and Shreyas. Short-term good and long-term good. Shreyas. So Mangala is long-term. Now Vani is our speech and Vinayaka is our intellect. How many times in our office, our home, we say, oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to say this. So our Vani goes one way, intellect gives a decision some other way. It happens or not? Yeah, to me it happens always. So they need to be together. They need to be together. Important. Vande Vani Vinayaka. Okay, so in yet another way, this also is Vandana to our scripture. Varna, original Varna Sangha, Artha Sanghana, Chanda is in form Upanishads, our Shastras. So this salutation to our scriptures. Okay. Now what is the verb here? Vande. Vande Vani Vinay. Those of you have a book, circle that verb. We'll see why we do it, that we'll see it later on. Vande Vani Vinayako. Now, what is the next one? Bhavani Shankarau Vande Shraddha Vishwasa Rupinam Bhavani Shankar, yeah, we know one Bhavani Shankar. Fortunately, we are sitting in Shankar Bhagwan's temple. So that Parvati Shankar is telling Bhavani Shankar. Someone, I was telling somebody discussing this, said, why Bhavani Shankar? Always Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram. What is this? Ladies first? Yes, you can say that way. Ladies first. Bhavani Shankar, Sita Ram, Radha Krishna. Yeah, ladies first. But what Tulsidas ji means here is he wants to take us to higher level. He compares this to Shraddha and Vishwas. Now, many commentators, many panditas have analyzed Shraddha and Vishwas in a different way. But Shankaracharya, best definition Shankaracharya ji has given in Tattva Bodha, the first book of Vedanta. What is Shraddha? It's a very nice book, Tattva Bodha. Many of you have read it many times. It's question answer session. Shraddha ki drushi. What is Shraddha? Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasa Shraddha. Firm belief on what Guru is telling, Vedanta is telling. So here, obviously, Shankaracharya Bhagwan has given Shraddha and Vishwas as same, isn't it? It's synonym. Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasa Shraddha. Simple. But no. We are, we want advance. We want discussion on between Shraddha and Vishwas. Okay, we'll have. But first thing is, why did Tulsidas say, Yabhyam vinan pashyanti siddha swantastamishram? See, is important. Without Shraddha Vishwas, nothing is possible. Shraddha Vishwas. So we'll get to that also. But let's first look at first Shraddha and Vishwas. Those are interested. It is interesting. And this I'm not telling on my own, it's from one Mahatmas. He has told, what is Shraddha? Shraddha is always pertaining to Brahman. Or for those who are senior students of Vedanta, it is Tat Pada Pada. It is a Ishvara Pada or Brahma Pada, which it is not available for me right now for transaction of my Jnanendriyas. Right now, I cannot have a transaction with it. Tat Pada Pradhan, Vishraddha is. Then what is Vishwasa? Vishwasa is pertaining to myself. Is Tom Pada Pradhan. On me, to me. How so? So see, generally, Tat Pada Pradhan is of spiritual nature, Anvishwa, the Shraddha, and is a worldly nature, trust, what we call. So one is called trust, and the other one is called faith. Now, we'll come to it. We'll go slowly because this is an important topic. Because we'll also see these 18 Gitas and this Shanti Mantras, Mangalacharana Shlokas as a journey of a spiritual seeker. We'll see them. Okay. So, but first get to this Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti. Why it is important? Why should I have trust and faith? Maybe they are same. But why did Tulsidas ji say Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti Siddha Swantastamishwaram? Siddhaha means even if you are expert, you are accomplished in worldly things, but here Tulsidas ji is saying you won't be happy. You may have accomplished many worldly things, but you won't feel contented. And I don't have to tell you examples. There are so many examples. You know, this money and name and fame is okay to get. It's fine. That also takes a lot of efforts, but inner happiness is something different. So many examples. That's why we see all these famous people, so too rich people, accomplished people, they get into some unwanted, illegal things. Why? Because they still they had something they want. Incompleteness they feel. Think about it. All right. So, and this is nothing new. This is based on Gita also. We just completed Gita's bird's view last year in 4th chapter. It gives three deadly combinations. Adnyasya, Ashraddhasya, and Samshaya, Vinashyati. It's a, it's a very dangerous combination. I don't know. I don't. I don't have a faith or trust, and I have lots of doubts. How would I do a progress? So what here it says, Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti. Krishna Bhagavan says, Nayam Lokosti na paraha na sukham. Not even this world, other world also, Samshayatma. And other places also said Samshayatma Vinashyati. So this is definitely very important too. That's why we are spending so much time. Okay, let's come back to faith and trust. How is the journey of a spiritual seeker? Ready? Pay attention. So one is called faith. Faith is, we said, is tat pada pradhan, means paroksha. Paroksha means para aksha. I have to believe what someone else has seen. Paroksha. What I know myself, trust is aparoksha. Means what? Aparoksha means it is something in my own antahkara, my own self. A patient was almost on a deathbed in a ICU room. In the morning, the nurse and doctor came, and doctor examined, and he declared him dead. The patient was listening. The patient barely could gather the strength and said, "No, doctor, I'm alive." The nurse said, "Shut up. Do you mean to say you know more than doctor?" Yes. You know why? Because his Vishwasa is aparoksha. Then is that you are living. That is what I meant by aparoksha. Is in our antahkarana. So our journey is from Shraddha to Vishwas. It's a journey of a devotee. This is the evolution of spiritual faith. What is not presently available for my transaction, but my Guru says it must be there. Now we say, I don't have faith. See, I would like to take you to the conversation which happened between Narendra and Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. This young boy Narendra asked, to him, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Thakurji asked, do you believe in God? Do you believe in Kali? And young Narendra answered, she must be there because you believe in her. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, I like your answer. He didn't say, I don't believe. He said, she must be there because you believe. Because with something now we can build up this to be from, it's a good beginning. Thakur said, I like your answer. That God must be there. So this is our spiritual journey. Okay. Now we have to finish our Mangalacharan shlokas. Okay. So first one was Shastra and Veda. Now what is the verb in the second verse? Vande. Bhavani Shankaro Vande. Okay. So this one is, the verse is, this is a Vandana for Ishvara Brahma. Okay. The first one is for our scriptures. Second one is for Bhagavan. That is Bhavani Shankaro as our faith and trust in Lord Bhagavan. Okay, now the third Vandana Charan Shlokas. So first is Shastra, next one is to Lord, and third one is Guru. Because scriptures are there, Lord is there, but I need to be taken there, isn't it? Someone needs to take me there. Right. So Guru is pointed out here. Vande Bodhamayam Nityam Gurum Shankara Rupinam. Now here, word Nitya means constantly. again and again. This can go with both. Bodhamayam means that once which keeps on educating us, keeps on giving us in the right direction. Not just once in a while, not only once a week, always. Always, our Guru is guiding us always. So Nityam, Bodhamayam, Nityam, and also Nityam Vande. Because is Bodhamayam Nityam, is also Nityam Vande. Not just once in a while, Vande. And this one is Gurum Shankara Rupina. See, why should we have Guru in Shankar Bhagwan? Guru as a Brahman. See, we are sitting, the Chinmaya mission, our philosophy is Advaita Vedanta. What does Guru tell to Shishya? You are Brahman, right? So the Shishya contemplates, what would Shishya is contemplating? Aham Brahmasmi. Correct? Yeah. So if I am Brahman, but Guru is human being, how is that? Shishya is saying, I am Brahman, but Guru is human. This doesn't. Can such a mindset, can I become ever good Shishya? Guru is Brahma. Guru Shankara Rupit. Tulsidas ji, I have a question. Am I allowed to ask question? Yes. What would I get? we always ask question. What would I get? He's told in second line. Immediate benefit. Immediate benefit. Yama Shrito hi vakropi Chandra sarvatra vandyate. See, if you look at Lord Shiva, the moon is little crooked, right? Little Dvitiya, crooked. So that's how people tolerate us when we take a Guru's ashraya. When we are with Guru, even though I am crooked and I am with Swamiji, they'll say, come, Arvind, please come. Although Shishya is crooked, they say, oh, do we ever tell Lord Shiva, I want to prostrate to you, but just remove that moon away. It's crooked. Then I'll do pranam. No, we say. When we do pranam to Lord Shiva, the crooked Chandra, crooked moon also gets the pranam, isn't it? Salutation. See, in this voluntary organization, spiritual organization, why do you think people tolerate each other? They have a different view of tolerating each other. Because we all understand that here we are here to do service to Lord. That's why it's easy to grow up here in Chinmaya Mission, Ramakrishna Mission, wherever you go. It's easy to grow our personality, our children in spiritual settings under the guidance of Guru. Think. Yama Shrito hi vakro Chandra sarvatra vandyate. Okay, now what is the verb here? Vandyate, circle the word. Chandra sarvatra vandyate. Even though it is vakra, it is because it has taken the ashraya, it is in the refuge of Guru. In Guru's presence, my faults are tolerated. That is the idea. Okay. Okay, now we have seen that. Okay, now the next one. So though, how many are done? Vandana to scriptures, Vandana to Ishvara, Vandana to Sadguru. Now all these three things are there. So are we liberated? They are there, isn't it? Do you have any doubt? Shastras are there in the world. They are there or not? Yeah. Bhagwan is there. Yes. Gurus are also there. So who is stopping me? Anyone? What is stopping my progress? Satish? Anyone? Shilpaji? Yeah. Sadhana. Okay. Anything else? Connection to Guru. Who said mind? Yeah, mind. Yeah. So sadhana, connection to Guru, mind and myself. Right. So all four answers are correct because the fourth Vandana is for Chitta Shuddhi. How there are just five shlokas, they in great order is there. Wonderful order is there. Chitta Shuddhi. So that is what is Sita Rama Gunagram Punyaranya Viharinam Vande Vishuddha Vijnanam Kavishwar Kapishwaro. So Vande Vishuddha Vijnanam is what is referred to as Chitta Shuddhi, the purest mind. So Tulsidas now is doing Vandana to those who are having the purest mind. Now, who is having purest mind? Kavishwara is Valmiki Maharshi. Kavishwara, Adi Kavi, Valmiki. And next one is Kapishwara, Hanumanji. Not Sukhdev, not Angada, not Vali, Hanumanji. Why so? Because these are the examples of two devotees who have evolved even though they were earlier placed by their guna dharma in a most difficult situation. Valmiki ji, you heard the Upanishad Ganga episodes you have seen, is a robber, right? Valya Koli, robber. He evolved himself to Valmiki. And Hanumanji in a Pashu Jati, but he evolved himself to be a great Sevaka. See to whom these are the examples to encourage us, to encourage me, for us, that I have a much better chance, or I have nothing to get dejected about. He is doing Vandana to these two people who represent the Vishuddha mind. Vande Vishuddha Vijnanam Kavishwar Kapishwaru. Now see again, Aranya. Aranya means what? Forest. Both live in forest. Valmiki Muni is living in forest, and Kapi, of course, live in forest. Forest of what? Sita Rama Gunagram. Those who see Gunagrama means what? Is a collection of different substances and attributes. That is this word. That is this word, substance and attributes. But they see it as Sita Rama Gunagram. This is Lord's Prakriti. And Aranya is forest. Now, what does forest represent? Forest is danger, fear, uncertainty, right? Mystery, surprises. Have any of you been in forest? Maximum we can go to park. But have you ever get lost in park? Getting lost in forest is, see, vihara means move around. So getting lost and moving around is a big difference in a forest, isn't it? Two friends, a thinker and a devotee, they decided to go to forest. They went, and night they tired and they slept. In the middle of a night, this devotee got up. He looked at the sky, star-studded, away from the city. Wonderful sky. Have you seen away from the city light? The sky is amazing, amazing. So he woke up his friend, the thinker, said, get up, get up. Look at this Lord's beauty sky. What do you think? So the thinker friend got up, looked it up. He said, what do you think? Isn't it Lord's great creation? What do you think? He said, I think our tent is stolen. Somebody has stolen ours. These thinkers, I tell you, they take away all your joy. Thinkers, Vedanta is dry. The Lord's beauty, someone has stolen our tent, which may be true also. So the point I want to make is when you have somebody to guide you, then you can do vihara, you can go around in forest without fear. But when we do that, if we see this as Sita Rama Gunagrama, if it is Lord's nature, Lord's Prakriti, then we are fearless in this world. Then we can do vihara. If we get a difficulty, we think Lord has put the difficulty. I'll tell you a real story. How we say, what Arvind, what you say, you are old, you're retired, that's why you say like this. I was talking to somebody young, Chinmaya mission graduate. He was learning driving. And we decided to wait, come somewhere, he was going to come. He was late. So when he came, he was little, bruised and little shirt, little dirty, ruffled up. I said, what happened? He's smiling. He said, I got opportunity to learn how to fix a flat tire. The fellow had a flat tire, but I appreciate his way of looking at it. Now, who wants flat tire? No one. But the way he looked, he said, I got opportunity to learn how to change flat tire. So after sitting in a car, I asked him, he said, Uncle, look at it this way. I was always afraid of this getting flat tire, but now I got it. Now my fear for flat tire is gone for my life. This is what is meant. See, just because we have become devotee, we are learning Ramayana, doesn't mean life would be easy to us. I'm not wishing you flat tire, okay, by the way. But I'm suggesting what attitude will make our life little bit bearable. That is what we are learning here. That is what is meant by Sita Rama Gunagrama Punyaranya Vihara. Okay. So 4 Mangala Charana shlokas. Here also verb is Vande. Okay. Vande. All right. So this joyful rendering is only possible when you have right attitude. Viharinam. Okay. But now the question is, first is how many have I done? First one was, second one, Lord. Third one, Guru. Fourth one, mind. But Tulsidas ji, where is the Vandana for Sita and Ram ji? You have forgotten. Forgotten. Coming, patient. Coming. Okay. Now the next one. Now see, here again, see Tulsidas ji's viewpoint of how he views at Sita ji. Something to look into it, study. Sita Vandana. Okay. Now chant loudly. Someone said, Arvind, why you ask us to chant loudly? See, when we chant, what happens? Our bad tendencies go, isn't it? Now, where do they go? Any answer? Where do they go? They go to those people who don't chant loudly. If you don't trust me, try. Okay, I don't mind. Arvind, this is not Bhagyar class. We are adults. Okay. Sorry.
उद्भवस्थितिसंहारकारिणीं क्लेशहारिणीं सर्वश्रेयस्करीं सीतां नतोऽहं रामवल्लभाम्.
Now see how he views Sita ji. Udbhavasthiti samhara karini. Udbhava coming into existence. Sthiti maintenance. Samhara karini. See, is a play of power or not? Is a play of power. Many people don't believe in God, but they believe in the power of God. They just believe in power, energy they believe. Okay, so Tulsidaji first is not question of ladies first. It's the question Tulsidaji wants to introduce the power of Lord first. Udbhavastiti samhara karini kleshaharini. This is the play of Lord's power we are seeing. Udbhavastiti samhara karini. And it is kleshaharini. You know what is klesha? Clash in English is called clash. Yeah, because of clash we get clash. You don't believe? See, there are so many different types of clash, but they are classified into 5 categories: avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. It starts with ignorance. Because of ignorance, we have ego. Now, ego means not that everyone has a sense of identification that I am a such and such person. I live here. We are not talking about that ego. My name is this. We are not talking about that ego. But to say that I am such and such person, I have a such and such job, that's okay. But because of that, I am superior to others. That ego is troublesome. Because I look certain way, because I have long hair or short hair or no hair, whatever, I am superior to others. That ego is trouble. You can say, I like my long hair, fine, no problem. That's okay. That simple identification with our body, that is needed for worldly transaction. We must have. Okay, so, but ego is the other one. Raga, likes, dislikes. Now, obviously, because of that, we create extreme attachment. Now, all these 5, say, Arvindji, why did you mention this in Mangalacharan shlokas? Because this is one of the question will come in Lakshman Gita, in Rama Gita. One of the characters are going to ask the question, and Lakshman Bhagwan or Ram Bhagwan is going to answer it. So this is just the introduction. This is the klesha. If we have a right attitude, if we see this Lord's power as Rama Vallabham, that is given in the second line, then it will be helpful to us. It will be Sarva Shreyas Karim Sita. That is what will do to us. So that will be Klesha Harin. Okay. Now, what is the verb here? Natoham Rama Vallabha. Now see, for all other places did Vandana, Vandana, Vandana. But for mother is special now. Mother is special. Sita Mata. So Tulsidaji is doing Natoham Rama Vallabha. Because the verse one day is going to again come back in 6 verse. Here, Natoham Ra. But why Rama Vallabha? This power is because of Lord's power. See, doing namaskar to everybody is permitted, is commended if we see them as a manifestation of God. To stone, tree, whatever you want to do namaskar, perfectly fine as it is a manifestation of God. Rama Vallabha. Not because you want something in return. That namaskar is not permitted in sadhana. Natoham Rama Vallabha. Now, Bhagwan Ramji. Now, again, here to see how he looks at Rama. Something to study. Okay? Now, the Rama Vandana.
यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुराः यत्सत्त्वात् अमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा निर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्भोधे स्थितिर्षामता वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्.
Those of you who studied Vedanta, what a wonderful definition of manifestation of Vande Vishuddha Vijnana. One who has Vande Vishuddha Vijnanam, how they see the world. Ram Bhagwan. See, we'll see all darshanas, you can map to this. Those of you who have studied. We'll see quickly. Yanmaya Vashavarti Vishwam. This world, which runs by the what? Maya, or the power. This power has laws or no? Yes? Sun and the moon and the earth, everything has power. The tornadoes also, they go by the rules, isn't it? There are certain rules by the power. That's why we are able to predict it. Yeah, it's all done by this. So these are called Brahmadi Devata, are the demigods which are controlling these natural forces. They are under the control of Maya, but this Maya is belongs to Lord. Yan Maya. Whose Maya? Rama's Maya. Yan Maya is Varti Vishwamakhila. This world is under power of whom? By saying this, Lord's all-knowing nature is pointed out. Or it is the Vyavaharika Satya. Worldly nature is pointed out by the first line. Because that's what we see. The world of Maya, we are in the world of Maya. That's what we see. Brahmadi Devasura, the nature forces. That's what we are in this world. So the Vandana, by keeping anchored in this Vyavaharika Satya, but accepting Lord's all-knowing nature. The second is, why it is so, or what this world is. Yes Satvat Amrushaiva Bhati Sakalam Rajyor Yatha He Brahma. No Vedanta class is complete with this snake and rope example. Right, Satish? So in Ramayana, Rama Vandana also, the snake and rope example has come. So but it is because the world has Ashraya, the Adhishthan, the support of Ram Bhagwan. That's why it appears as, see how selected word has selected. Mrusha means false. Amrusha means not false. How beautiful. You fall in love with this composition, such a meditative verses. This world is, they don't say it's true, it is not false. And why so? Because it has taken Adhisthana is support of Ram. How so? It is the world, in other words, Tulsidaji is telling, this world is as real as that snake on the roof. Amrusha. So by saying this, I am in all in me, this Gita phrase or Paramarthik Satya, spiritual truth is revealed of Ram. The next is Yad Padaplavamekameva hi Bhavam Bodheti Tirshavatan. That is the means of liberation. The moksha. How to see means what? Is the upakarana, is the instrument. For example, I want to see something, I must have eyes. Without eyes, how can I see the color? So the eyes now become the means of my transaction, or my glasses are my means for transaction. So, how to understand this world as a Rajju Sarpa, the snake and rope? How to get out of Maya? The Tulsidaji is giving us the means here. What is the means? Yat Padaplava Ekameva is the only means is the Lord's Rama's feet. Pada is feet. Means the bhakti is pointed out here. The means of liberation or Paramartha sadhana. Upasana is pointed out in third verse, third line. And he says, Ekameva. Amba is this, Bhavamba is, Amba is ocean. This ocean of this world, how to cross it. But it also is, who these feet, Rama's feet, they are like a boat. Plava is boat. But for whom? Titirsha, Titirsha, those are learning Sanskrit. They are like mumuksha, means those who want moktum ichha mumuksha. So those who want to liberate, for them it is yat pada plavameka. For others it is a story, as I was telling last Friday. Ram Katha, time pass hai. Okay, Katha is going on. Okay, chalne do. So for those who don't want to liberate, it is okay. But we all want to see the liberation from this world. So for us, so this is the qualification. Those who want to cross the ocean, for them, this boat is available, and that's the only one will take us across. Nothing else. See, it is like say, oh, Tulsidas, you are fanatic about Rama. Okay, Tulsidas is as fanatic as I say, Arvind, you must have eyes to see the color. So when I say this, am I fanatic? What to do? That is the only way you can see the eye. To see the colors, you see. I'm sorry, if it fanatic, then yes, I am fanatic. What to do? But if you want to see the color, you need eyes. That's the only way you can see the color. Ekameva hi bhavam. Every word is loaded with its meaning. And then the last one is Vandeham. Again, now the Vandev uh, verb has come. And now here the word has come. The Ramakya is known for. Vyakya, we have a word Vyakya, means how it's defined as. So this flower, this Lord's nature is pointed out as Lord Incarnation or Ishvara Avatara Karya. His incarnation is pointed out in fourth line. See, each one is a darshana. Each line can spend, actually, if you want to explain in detail each line for in great length. But here, Avatara Karya. Now, what work do incarnations do? Some work in world or not? When they do Avatara, incarnation, yes. What are the words they do? See, these two words, Rama and Harim. These two words are there. See, Rama means to take rejoicing, and Harim is to take away. Aren't we also in the same business? We want to enjoy our things and take away our sorrow. That is same thing as pointed out as Udbhavastiti Samhara Karini, Klesha Harini. That is Sita, same thing is told by Lord Ram. Okay. Now we won't spend much time on it, but then it is given while saying all this avatara, Tulsidas has not compromised with this Advaita Vedanta spiritual truth. It is the cause of all causes. Tamashesha Karana. There is no cause for Brahman. Ultimate cause. That he has not compromised by saying, even though he has said incarnation. See how perfect it is. Now, the last one, the last Vandana Shloka, Tulsidas ji is giving about talking about himself.
नानापुराणनिगमागमसम्मतं यत् रामायणे निगदितं क्वचिदन्यतोऽपि स्वान्तः सुखाय तुलसीरघुनाथ गाथा आशा निबन्धमतिमञ्जुलमातनोति.
Tulsidas ji has composed this from Nana Purana. Agama Nigama is Vedanta and different darshanas, Agama Nigama. And then also from Ramayana, which has been told by his Guru, Shankar Bhagwan. He has taken from it. And rarely from other places, means from his own spiritual experiences. But Tulsidas ji, why are you telling this? Agama Nigama में से बोल रहे हैं, if you are telling from Upanishad and Puranas, we already know because Ramayana has already been told by so many other people. Why you don't want to listen or not? No, no, if you are not, had you not told this, then we would have gone to Costco. Now we have to sit here and listen in adult class. Why did you say that? Tulsidas ji said, okay, if you don't want to listen is okay. The reason I told is Swanta Sukhaya Tulasi Raghunatha Gatha. For my own purification of my mind, I am telling this Ram Katha. Whether you don't like it, I didn't tell you that for anyway. I didn't give it for to get many likes or whatever. That's why so many printed copies are being distributed. And even now we are studying Ramayana in 2023. Swanta Sukhaya. So this is for us also. Why we are studying? For our Swanta Sukhaya. If we develop the love in our mind for Lord Rama, the purpose of this Rama Katha would be successful. If we develop love for Lord in our mind. Bhasha Nibandha, he is telling in a local Bhasha. Okay? So we'll chant, we are still at 2 minutes. We'll chant one Maruti Bhajan. As you would see a special place for wherever Rama Katha, Rama is going on, Maruti Bhagwan comes. So we'll chant with this bhajan, we'll end.
Veeramaruti, Gambhiramaruti,
Veeramaruti, Gambhiramaruti,
Veeramaruti, Ati Dheeramaruti,
Veeramaruti, Ati Veeramaruti,
Geetamaruti, Sangeetamaruti, Dutamaruti, Ramadutamaruti, Dutamaruti, Ramadutamaruti, Bhaktamaruti, Paramabhaktamaruti, Veeramaruti, Gambhiramaruti, 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 Maruti.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnaya Purnameva Vashishyate